Hi. Um, this morning was difficult for me. This is day 3, and it was difficult because I found myself, getting the kids ready for school and interacting with my husband in that process with the dogs and everything, that I just wake up trying to start controlling things, not maliciously, not overtly, but I just feel like I need to make sure that everything is done right, um, for the kids and everything. Excuse me. And everything. And so I ask a lot of questions. And, for instance, when my husband's doing the lunch, it's not being done the way that I usually do it. So I'll, try to change it. I don't know why. He's making popcorn chicken for my daughter for her lunch, and he wraps it in foil so it doesn't get that crunchy texture that I put on the outside of it, because I don't wrap it in foil. And I'm thinking, well, that's a better texture. So I undo the foil, and it's like, I worry, is it going to be cooked all the way? And she's not going to be able to eat it. Then she'll be hungry. So, um, working with my son on some issues he's dealing with and getting involved in that. And I just wonder if I should just, I'm thinking I should just back off and back out of it all and let everybody handle their own stuff. And that just feels really weird to me. A, because I'm a mother, and B, because I pretty much manage and run the household. But on the other hand, it does create tension. Other people don't like to be told what to do and how to do things and micromanage, and I definitely micromanage. So I'm thinking, that I need to back off and not think that I know best. And even if mistakes are made, it doesn't matter. If he's undercooks the chicken, his daughter will tell him about it when she sees him. And I need to just stay out of it and stop thinking that I know how to do things better and that my way is the right way, and, get the behind me ego. So, working on that. And then I'm feeling really stressed and nervous and worried about tomorrow because I have to drive on a field trip. And I'm really scared of other people's judgments of me, even children's judgments of me. I'm driving my kids' class on a field trip, some of the kids, and anybody's judgment of me. And I suppose it's because I have this huge ego that needs to be fed. And if it's judged negatively, it is not going to get fed. It's going to be like, you failed, you're a failure, and that is not what the big ego wants or is looking for. The big ego wants to be coddled and paid attention to with praises and rewards and attention and compliments. And so it's really scary, if you're not really fully connected to people on a relational level, then all that's left are the judgments between you, and you don't really have a relationship with them. They're just there. That's what narcissism gets you, I guess, because you're not really connected to people. So you're just connected to yourself, but in a thwarted way, an unreal, false way. So the ego certainly cannot connect, because the ego's not even real. So how can it connect to people? It can't. So I'm nervous about tomorrow, and that's affected my whole day. It takes me the whole day before some social event to deal with my feelings. So I'm dealing with that, and I'm trying to stick with my commitment on the book and this video series, and also try to do other chores that need to be done. hearing barking. I'm just making sure it's not one of my dogs. It's actually yelping. Must be outside. Not one of my dogs. Sorry. Anyways, so learning to back off and let people live their own lives without my involvement, including my kids, even with their problems that they have. I need to back off and let them learn through life. Stop worrying about everything and trust that if they need my help, they'll ask. And then tomorrow I'm going to try to just kind of stay in the background with the other parents and the kids, not really say much. I find that that actually works well for me, because I used to feel like before I learned I was narcissistic and had this humongous ego that had to be out front, where everyone could see and hear me, which really turned people off. And I can understand it because it's fake, it's phony, and people can tell, they can sense. You're not really covering anything up. You're not fooling anyone. And so I found that what works for me is now when I approach people is to just kind of, stay in the background a little bit. I don't mean step away from them, but, maybe just one step back, if I'm in a group, and just kind of be a little more quiet and observing, and just talk if I feel the need to talk, if I feel a response just naturally coming, rather than trying to force myself to think of something to say, think of something witty to say, just to try to get a conversation going. So I'm really working on letting it happen organically, and that's really hard for me, especially, when I was a child. I was not allowed to do that. My dad didn't like that. Even though he was abusing me and I was afraid of him, and it was really awkward being anywhere near him or my mom or my family when they were all together. And so I wouldn't talk, and he would get angry and tell me to get out of his sight, and, blah, blah, blah. And so I kind of learned that I shouldn't be quiet, I should act happy. And that became part of my big ego, is to act happy, act social, instead of just being present and seeing what happens. It's kind of like with projects that I start for my career, is take it one day at a time and accept whatever comes along. If it's successful, great. If you have a good time, great. If you don't, such is life. So I'm really trying to change that aspect of it. I'm really trying to stop controlling everything. Stop controlling how my family does things. Stop controlling their problems. Stop controlling conversations and social events. And continue with my day-to-day commitment to working on my 2 projects, the book and the video series, and just seeing where it goes, and not having high expectations, and not getting that giddy feeling like, oh my God, I'm writing a book and it's going to be really successful and blah, blah, blah. People are going to love it. I'm trying not to have that. I had a little bit of that this morning, and I just calmed it down and told myself it really doesn't matter. I'm doing it because it's something I want to do, and I guess I'll do it until I don't want to do it anymore, and we'll see what happens. So I have a lot to do today, so I'm going to cut this short. Actually, it's about as long as my other videos. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.